Welcome to What Am I Rolling, a twice-monthly RPG one-shot podcast, hosted by me, Fiona. This week, I'm joined by a very special guest, my sister Alex, for a one-shot game of survival horror using GRIN, a rule system developed by independent indie game publisher Arcana Games. GRIN is a rules-light survival horror role-playing system that fits onto a single page. Described as fast and deadly, GRIN is perfect for high-mortality single-session games or one-shots, and is great for first-time role-players. You can find out more information about GRIN on the Arcana Games website. That's www.arcana-games.com. I'll include links to it on the What Am I Rolling website and in this episode's show notes. So here's how GRIN works. Unlike other RPG systems we have featured on this podcast, GRIN's core game mechanic uses a standard set of playing cards rather than dice. As a result, GRIN encourages improvised play from the players with a keen focus on shaping memorable moments of terror, suspense, and dread. When a player wishes their character to take a difficult action where the outcome may be uncertain, the Game Master may require them to draw one or more cards from the deck. Drawing any card other than the Joker means the character succeeds in their attempted action, and drawn cards are then placed in the discard pile. If the Joker is drawn, the player's character is removed from the game, in some manner befitting the narrative of the story. Normally, this is through death, or an accident, or even insanity. If a face card is drawn, i.e. a jack, a queen, or a king, the player must draw an additional card to succeed in their attempt. If an ace is drawn, the player keeps it and places it in front of them. An ace may be spent in lieu of drawing a card or forcing another player to draw an additional card. They may spend their ace by placing it in the discard pile. One thing I will mention is that for each character less than 4, the Games Master removes any 4 non-Joker, non-Ace, non-Face cards from the deck. They are removed from the game and never reshuffled back into the deck. So as a result for our one-shot game, we started out with a deck of 40 playing cards and 1 Joker card. As this was Alex's first time playing an RPG game, I also home-ruled that the first Joker pulled from the deck would only result in something very bad happening, rather than outright character death or removal from the game. This would allow Alex to get to grips with role-playing character and the game mechanics, but also leave us with a good place to have a cliffhanger for the episode. You can find out more information about GRIN and download the free scenario resource which we used for this one-shot on the Arcana Games website. That's www.arcana-games.com. One last thing before we begin. Naturally, there are times in this one-shot where the players, and myself, mostly myself, get the rules wrong or forget something plot-wise. Whilst we always endeavour to stick to the rules wherever possible, at the end of the day, we all make mistakes, and what matters most is that everyone enjoys themselves. So, with all that out of the way, let's play GRIN. So, we're going to play a game called GRIN. As you might have guessed, it's a horror game. Dun dun dun! And what I'm going to ask you to do, whenever there's a difficult choice, or the outcome of something is in difficulty, I'm going to ask you to draw from the deck.
Okay.
And I might ask you to draw a number of cards, might not just be one. If you draw a number value card, that counts as a success. If you draw any of these cards, so the face cards, I appreciate this.
Why are we using that?
I didn't have any other cards available, so if you draw a jack, queen, or king, it's like a draw another card to come back for that. If you draw an ace, it counts, but you keep it in front of you and you can use it to spend it again to not draw another card. I'll say you can draw it, and if I'm asking you to draw more, you can use it on that turn. Joker. If you pull this Joker out of the pack,
I die.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm going to draw it out of the pack at some point.
Well, this is the thing.
I'm going to die.
You might die. You'll be removed from the game, or something will happen in the game. We only have you playing, and what happens is you normally have 4 players, and for every player that's removed from the game, you also remove 4 numerical cards.
Oh, okay.
I've already removed 12 cards.
Okay.
And we've got 2 jokers. So I'm going to do it so that the first one, something really bad happens. Second one's pulled, you're out of the game.
Okay.
Okay, you alright with that?
Well, if it's within the first 5 minutes, I could trip over and break my neck.
So if you pull up the first joker in the first 5 minutes, something bad will happen. So, I need you to put the joker in somewhere. Just tell me when.
When? Should put it right at the end.
No, we're not doing that. Are you okay on the rules so far?
Yes, but I may have forgotten them by the time we get to
That's okay. If in doubt, you will have to draw a card at any point, and I will tell you if you something important.
Okay.
But basically, the joker is a bad card.
Yes, well, I've got that one down.
I'm just making sure. Okay, so we've got our cards shuffled, we've got the joker in.
Yep.
Why don't we talk about your character a little bit? So the first question was, whose younger sibling are you?
I am the younger sibling of Brad Majors.
What can you tell us about Brad?
What can I tell you about Brad? Well, Brad is fairly popular.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the school basketball team.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But he also likes to play golf in his spare time.
Fair enough. Pretty sporty overall, yeah.
So he does okay at school. He's neither a genius nor an idiot.
But he's popular.
He's popular. He's well liked. He has a good set of
He's got a
friends.
nice...
and he's a clean-cut
status.
kid.
How old is he compared to you? How old
He is 17.
He's 17?
Yes.
Okay, and how old are you then?
I'm 15.
15, okay. Do you look up to him at all?
No.
No, you don't.
Well, he's okay.
He's alright.
But, you know, siblings.
So why did you decide to tag along on this mission or adventure?
Because I enjoy a good adventure.
Yeah?
That's what I'm craving in my life, is
Really?
adventure.
Yeah, you're just bored at school,
Life is boring
Yeah.
in the burbs.
in the burbs.
In the burbs.
Okay.
So,
Why do you annoy your older sibling?
because everybody prefers me to them.
In what way?
Because I'm just cooler, I'm funnier. Well, at least I think so. I think that's probably what's annoying, is that I think everybody prefers me to
Okay,
them.
so you are constantly hopping on Brad's conversations with people.
I'm just always there,
Oh.
being better than him.
What do Brad's other friends think of you?
They probably think I'm just there.
Did-
I'm okay. I'm not intensely irritating.
No.
I'm just there.
But did they look out for you? Did they take care of you because you're a little bit younger than them?
Yeah, I guess so. They don't want me to come to any harm, but it's more like, oh, here's Brad's sister again.
Who do you look up to?
My mother.
Tell us
Strong,
about her.
independent woman.
Yeah?
She raised us, broken home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, really painting a picture for you here.
Yeah.
You know,
What's her name?
her name is Patricia.
Patricia.
Yeah,
Patricia Majors.
Patricia Majors, yes. She works as a waitress in a diner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she works hard. So, as I said, single parent family.
Mhm.
Dad deserted us when I was 5. So, you know, she's been working hard. She's true feminist, like, you know, fighting spirit.
But it sounds like if she's working hard, she might not have been home all the time.
No, but that's why I get bored and annoy Brad.
So he kind of looked after you. There's sort of reluctant duty to look
Yeah,
after you.
but I feel like the love is there.
Yeah, you do love your brother overall.
Yeah,
things
deep
like
down.
you-
But I won't tell him that.
Of course not. Of
No.
course not. Why would you? You're a teenager. What did you do to gain favour with the group?
I egged the school bully's house.
Oh, wow.
Derek.
Classic American name.
Yeah, Derek. Derek Flowers.
Derek Flowers, yeah.
He is the school bully.
Mm-hmm.
He is mean. He pushes around the kids. Like, he doesn't particularly hassle Brad or my character, but he does hassle other people who they're friends with. And so, in order to curry favour with the gang, I have gone to his house and egged his house.
So you said that he doesn't bother Brad. Does he bother the group a lot then, and they really dislike this bully?
I think he kind of... Some of the members of the group he probably would bully more.
So they're ultimately grateful that you did this, or are they more
I
scared
think-
that you did something and you provoked...
I think they find it amusing.
That you sort of went out of your way to help them. As sort of
Not
like
just
a-
them, but this wider school. Not all heroes wear capes.
Fair enough, fair enough. What did you bring with you tonight?
My handy school satchel.
Handy school satchel.
Yes, it's green.
It's green. Describe
It's
it.
green.
Yeah.
It's green. It, like, satchel bit, what's the bit? The flap is over the top. That's how most satchels go.
So it's a messenger bag, basically.
yeah, messenger bag. Messenger satchel.
Have you got anything in your satchel?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I have dog poo bags. For our dog, Rover.
Rover.
Yeah.
What kind of dog is it?
It is a golden retriever.
Rover, the golden retriever.
Yes.
Proper American family, aren't you?
Oh, yes, all American family.
So you brought your satchel, but not the dog.
Yes, forgot the dog.
So you left the dog at home by itself.
The dog has recently been hit by a car.
Oh, shit.
Instead of Rover not being with us, Rover has been injured and is at the vet's.
And I guess you'd say your mother's had to take the night off to go...
Yeah, that's exactly where she is.
Yeah. So you could say in a way that she's not easy to contact just now.
No, she's out of reach. I feel like I'm backing myself into a corner
Just checking. Sure. I'm just making sure.
I also have pencils and scraps of paper.
What kind of pencils?
They are 2B pencils.
Oh, good for drawing with.
Yes, good. I meant HB, but
Yeah. You're a bit of an artist then, would you say?
Yes, I also like to do pencil rubbings of stuff.
Oh.
Yes.
That's a very interesting hobby for a teenager.
We all have hobbies.
Would you say art's your favourite class then?
Yes.
Creating stuff.
Yeah.
So you could say maybe not scraps of paper, but you might have a sketchbook in there.
Yes.
Okay.
Or in a very hipster way, I have multiple scraps of paper tied together to make.
Oh, you made your own scrapbook.
I've made my own scrapbook.
Holy shit. Okay. Do you have anything else in your bag?
Hold on. What would be handy in this scenario? I always feel like
Imagine you're doing this straight after school. You've not had time to rush home, I'd say.
I have a maths textbook.
You have a maths textbook?
Yeah,
Excellent. Like 101 calculus.
Yeah, that was published in 1982.
Excellent.
Yeah, with all the answers in the back.
Oh, even better. So
Yeah.
you had a look at that. Okay, so you got your calculus book.
Yeah. What else do I have?
Did you have a calculator as well?
No, I'm too smart for that. I am
Okay.
a human calculator.
Oh.
No. Yes, no, I am a human calculator. Well, I have that as a secret technique.
Okay.
It's not going to help me. in
That's
the
not helping you.
slightest.
Not at all.
What did I used to have in my school bag? House keys.
Yeah, house keys.
And on those house keys, I have a keychain
Mm-hmm.
that is a fish.
Okay.
It is a fish that has a torch in its mouth.
Oh, useful. So yeah,
Very useful.
yeah, I was gonna say. So you've got a novelty fish keyring which has a tiny little light, I guess.
Yeah, that says, oh, where's by the coast in America? It says Alaska. No, that would be too long. It just says Alaska on it. It's an Alaskan salmon
Okay.
with a torch in its mouth.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure.
Alaskan salmon are a real thing.
Yeah, okay. I'm not going to complain. It's your bag.
Yeah,
You've
my
got
bag.
Your bag, your keys,
keys,
your
with-
keyring. That's quite a lot in your bag just now.
Yeah, I don't need anything.
You don't need anything else?
No, too heavy.
Fair enough. Penultimate question. What do you look like?
I have red, mid-length, and that kind of falls. Well, what counts as mid-length? Just below the shoulders.
No, sort of
So
below
kind of.
the collarbone.
Yeah, so your clavicle area, fancy words, and it's curly because that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
I am 5'7" because that is how tall I am.
I feel it's something that you have to keep saying to people.
I'm taller than I am.
You're very proud of the fact that you're that height.
Yes. So I am wearing those little round hipster glasses. You know, everybody knows the Harry Potter glasses, and they are gold rimmed, not like actual gold, but that's the colour of the rim.
So like sort of a metal plated gold.
Yeah, so they were like kind of that brassy colour.
Yeah.
I am wearing double denim, and my reason for that is because kids today don't understand the fashion faux pas of a Canadian tuxedo.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody understands why that is not an acceptable look.
I'm sure the group agrees with you on that styling choice. The glasses.
Yeah.
Do you need them?
Yes. I am mildly short-sighted. Mildly.
I love that. Yeah, today. Just
Because I don't want you feel like you lose your glasses and cannot see forever. So I am mildly short-sighted, to the point where I can see
Far away.
I can see far away. I might not be able to see writing far away.
but you can't see things up close.
No, I can see things. Short-sighted is you can't see things in the distance.
Right. I always get it the wrong way round.
Yeah.
So
but I could. So if I could see you, but maybe your features would be a bit like Picasso.
yeah. So things in the distance could look shifty.
Yes.
Good to know.
I have high-top Converse with emotional lyrics, band lyrics written on them in black marker pen, and a large watch. Don't ask me what kind of watch because I don't know. Well, it adorns my wrist, but it is unfortunately stopped at the time. 5:32. My name.
Yeah.
My name is Jocelyn Myers.
Jocelyn Myers. Wait. Brad Majors. It's Brad Majors.
My name
Yeah.
is Jocelyn Majors.
All right. Good to meet you, Jocelyn Majors.
Good to meet you too.
St Mary's Asylum was condemned in 1984. But that won't stop a group of high school friends going there as the sun sets with intent to stay the night. It's supposedly haunted. Legend says that a group of high schoolers tried to stay the night 20 years ago and disappeared. St Mary's was originally a sanatorium called Oak Hill until tuberculosis
Yeah.
was cured. It was renamed after Sister Mary, a nun who took it over in the 60s. It was meant to be used as a home for the criminally insane. They say Mary was a monster who punished patients for their perverted sins. Rumours of a bloody reign can be gleaned in tales of forced sterilisation, shock therapy and lobotomies. Legend goes, one night there was a great storm and the power failed. The patients got out of their locked rooms and they found her and dragged her into the operating room and chopped her to bits. So, you have gone with Brad and his friends to this condemned place. What does it look like? Like, where is it in the town?
So it is not in the town. It's more on the outskirts in the forest part.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, in the burbs, you always have, like, a forest part. So you go quite deep into the forest and the trees start getting thicker and closer together and the light starts getting blocked out or, like, the light only comes in weird sort of shafts.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of burst out into this kind of a clearing-ish where this huge sort of Victorian-esque house, so it's really big and really tall and it's got like loads of ivy kind of overgrowing it and the windows are smashed, you know, roof tiles hanging loose or just not there. Part of it's a bit caved in, the roof.
The one thing I can add to this is that the first thing you notice when you rock up... Actually, how do you get there? Do you walk there?
We walk there.
You walk there?
Yeah.
Okay, how long is the walk, did you say?
About 45 minutes, so a long walk, substantial.
Yeah, I guess in America as well, like, normally you get around through buses, or some people will have their cars. The group has elected not to use the car this time. Why do you think that is?
You know, the town is fairly easy to negotiate, and also you can't drive the car through the forest.
So, in your group... Obviously, your brother Brad has come with you, and his friend Mike Pierce has also come with you. The things you know about Mike is that he is a rich kid. You wonder how Brad is actually friends with this guy, in a way. He's very, stereotypical jock. But is there anything else that you would say you noticed about him just now, as you're walking up?
He seems nervous. I mean, he's cracking perhaps a lot of jokes. Is this walking up to the asylum, or on our journey there?
I'd say on your journey there.
Yeah, just cracking a lot of jokes. Trying to be the big man, but, you know, kind of failing a little bit. His jokes seem a little weak. His voice kind of breaks a little bit.
So he just seems on edge, I guess. And yeah, rightly so in a way.
I'd say not scared, but more nervous, anxious.
So would you say he's more nervous about going in to stay in the night, or more nervous about, say, breaking the rules? Because obviously not people are supposed to be there.
I think it's spending the night. He doesn't give a hoot about the rules.
Yeah, Mike doesn't seem that sort of person at all. Another person that's with you guys is a girl called Sarah Lee. And Sarah Lee is a very pretty high school girl, maybe... Actually, she'll probably be the same age as you, actually. And she is the girlfriend of Mike. What's, like, your relationship to her? What's she like? Just a quick summary from what you think of her.
She's probably very different to who I am. So obviously I'm there in my double denim. And, like, you know, watch that doesn't work.
Yep.
But she's very preppy, I guess. So she, you know, wears this, you know, those tartan or plaid skirts, you know, and the ribbed jumper things. And it's all very, like, light colours as well. So stuff that if you dropped, like, spaghetti bolognese on, you'd have to throw it out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She's brave. She's brave.
So what's she doing with Mike? Just, not like, the relationship. What's she doing with him? As they're walking up, what would you say? Is she walking next to Mike? Is she holding his hand? Or is she being more aloof?
They're doing that thing where they, like, you know, their little fingers are, like, that's how they're holding hands. Is, like, you know, yeah, it's that kind of relationship.
Is it quite a new relationship, you'd say?
I'd say fairly new, maybe about a month. Probably not enough time for them to annoy each other yet, but certainly enough time to annoy everybody else.
Okay, that's what I was getting at, yeah. And how's your brother doing, Brad?
He's walking at the head of the group, striding along.
Yeah.
Confident, strutting his stuff.
Does he have an opinion on Sarah and Mike being together?
I think he thinks she's probably quite childish, or like not childish, immature. and a bit simpering. I guess he kind of wishes that she wasn't there, but, you know, he's friends with Mike, and he would make some allowances.
Okay. And I'd say there's one more person in the group. Who is it?
Oh, God, I don't know. Jake Shears.
Tell us a little bit about Jake, then.
He is the third of the trio of, like, Brad and Mike.
They're, like, the three friends, and then you're an offshoot in a way, as is Sarah.
Unfortunately, me and Sarah are kind of put in the same bag. But I would say that Jake is very caring, perhaps would check more on the girls than perhaps the other two.
Okay.
I think Mike seems like the kind of person that wouldn't bother checking. Brad just probably is more focused on getting the group to where they need to go, whereas Jake's the sensitive one.
Bit more aware of other people's sensitivities.
Yeah, he's the glue that holds the group together.
Oh, really? Alright.
No, don't kill him off! That would be really super hard.
You said that. We begin at dusk, so the sun's just setting as you get to the area. You make your way past some rusted iron gates and end up at the sort of... There's like a little narrow drive that sort of appears from nowhere. Again, it's been condemned for almost 20 years now, so the trees have grown up around it.
Quite overgrown.
Yeah. You know, there is still, like, the old drive that was there where they clearly had to bring patients in.
Gravelly.
And the front of it was, as you described, there's some broken windows, there is some ivy covering the door, some missing roof tiles. It's just an old wear and tear job. There wasn't any, like, fire or, you know, bits of the roof completely falling in. It still stands.
Okay.
Which is... You think it's interesting, because no one's been up here. You don't think anyone checks this area that often.
Well,
hence why you're doing this.
Victorian architecture. Can't beat it.
It is. Well, Brad gets to the door first, and he goes, oh, God. On the door, large double doors, there is a keep out sign. The door is slightly ajar, but on it is like a rusted chain throughout the two door handles and a lock. What do you do?
We kind of peek through because you can open the door, obviously, but the chain will stop it from opening completely. So we decide to peek through and see what we can see. It's too dark to see anything. So we then discuss amongst ourselves and decide to try around the back.
I mean, it's not too dark because there's some roof tiles missing, so you have a peek through. Like, you can't make out much.
No, it's very dark.
Imagine the door sort of like this, and you can look in, and you see sort of the front porch area, and there's bits of, like, not dilapidated, what I'm talking about, like, curling wallpaper? You know, like, it's sort of peeling off the walls. There you go. Okay, so you want to check around the outside.
Yeah.
To see if there's any other entrances.
Kind of, like, look around the perimeter.
And then I need you to draw a card for me, then.
I don't want to. It is the three of... stars.
It's fine, we'll just say numbers for this one. So 3? Yeah.
3.
You succeed. There doesn't seem to be, like, any other doorway. It's interesting. The front door obviously had the chain and the padlock. All the other doors have been sort of zinced up, you know, like as if evicted notices.
Yeah.
The windows are either too thin with bars on them. All the ground floor areas, from what you can get to, have bars on it. But you have a wander around. Doesn't seem to be any other way in other than the front entrance.
That presents a significant problem. Well, you said that the chains were rusty, right?
Yep.
So I guess if they were really rusty, they might just give way. So the three boys, being the three boys that they are, although perhaps not Mike because, you know, he doesn't like to get his hands dirty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's that kind of guy.
Rich kid that doesn't like to get his hands.
Yeah. Jake takes one handle, Brad takes the other handle, and they both pull.
What are you and Sarah doing in this instance?
I'm cheering. And Sarah's complaining that the fact that the rust might kind of like explode and get everywhere onto her white jumper.
I'd say, even with all their might, they're struggling to pull, like, so neither of them that strong enough, even though it's rusty. And Jake sort of goes, if only we had something to, like, just break the padlock. It'd be just much easier than pulling it.
Well, I'm telling you, my fish torch ain't gonna do that. Can we look for something in the surrounding area?
Absolutely.
Like a lead pipe? Or what breaks chains? Or like, you know, those bolt cutters.
Bolt cutters, alright. Yeah, so draw a card for me, please.
It's Queen.
I need you to draw another card.
It's a 3!
It's a 3, okay. There's no bolt cutters, because that would be really simplistic and easy. But you do find there's actually a bit of the gate fence that's broken off, and you think you could use it as a sort of a
jimmy.
Yeah.
A makeshift crowbar.
Yeah. You hear a horrible squeal as the sort of rusted iron goes against the chain and breaks.
Dust comes billowing out.
It's horrific.
Sarah gets upset.
Sarah is upset. She deliberately said this would happen, and she's got ever so slightly a little sprinkle of dust on her whatever sweater you told it was. Like,
I don't know what they're called. Like those.
it's not nice. You go in?
Tommy wants to push Sarah in first, but I'm not going to do that. I would like to go in first, but Brad, being the macho older brother that he is like, no, I shall go in first. So it's Brad, followed by me, followed by Jake, Sarah,
and
then
Mike at the
back. Mike's a bit useless in this scenario. I need to make him a bit more useful.
No. It's just, I'm just asking, you can make him whatever you want, it's fine. As you enter to the entry hall, you see the peeling paint off the walls, and there's actually loads of graffiti in here. You couldn't see because of the lack of light before. The floor is thick with rubble and debris, and there's a horrible smell of, like, mustiness, and you recognise it sort of as rat droppings. This place has not been touched for quite some time. Coming into it, you see, like, a tiled floor, bits of tiles missing. You can see sort of a grand staircase, very typical of these asylums, as you can imagine, that comes in.
Yes.
Again, you can tell it's sort of layered with dust, and that no one has been there in some time. You have the grand central staircase at the top, and you have a hallway to your left, and a hallway to your right. And there's like a little reception desk at the top there. There's no electric lights in here or anything like that. The sun is just about to go down.
Yeah, I really hope one of the others have got a better torch than me. Well, I guess we would all stand together and have a discussion.
Yeah.
Should we go upstairs, left, right, or check out the reception desk?
Brad will probably bring out a torch for you. He's not an idiot. And he's actually a much better torch than you, so he has a shine round.
Yeah, well, you criticise my torch now, but y'all need it in the future.
It has a quick sweep. Nothing seems to move or anything like that. Even though I guess you wouldn't say it yourself, you may be a little bit jumpy, shadows suddenly appearing from this torchlight. And Mike, I think he's getting better at controlling his, like, poker face.
Yeah, probably got a bit of bravado on him.
I guess since opening the door, it's like, haha, we've done this together. Sarah is still pissed that the rust is on her, and Jake is just like, I regret not doing this. This is a really bad idea, but whatever. If we have to prove ourselves, whatever.
Totally behind you, Jake.
Yeah. What would you like to do?
Can I check out the reception desk?
Of course you can. What are you looking for? What do you want to find?
Just an indication of when the asylum was perhaps last run, or last visitors.
Okay.
If anybody signed the visitor book, that would be
handy, wouldn't it?
It would be handy.
I need you then to draw from the deck one card.
3!
And number 3. Might not have shuffled them properly, but it's fine. That's fine. There's no logbook. There's nothing like that on the desk.
That's disappointing.
There's a couple of drawers. You have a rummage around in them. You find some old newspapers, and they say opening of the asylum, handing over to Sister Mary, and there's a nice little picture of Sister Mary. She looks like a very unassuming...
What does she look like?
She looks like an unassuming woman, like in a nun outfit.
She looks like a nun.
She does, but she looks kindly. The last couple of newspapers you find are sort of 1983. And again, in your research doing this trip, is that this place got shut down in 84.
It was opened...
In the 60s.
Oh, so it was opened in the 60s.
Condemned in 1984. The last newspaper you found was dated 1983.
And what did that newspaper say?
Mysterious things happening at St Mary's Asylum, Sister Mary being taken in for questioning, some sort of court trial date, and there's a picture of her in there. She looks a much older in that picture. It looks like she's worked hard for several years.
World weary, perhaps.
Yes, yeah. And then there's very little information after that.
And so there's nothing else in the immediate area?
There's no, switches, there's no, you have a quick check under the desk. It's just all bits of paper, and, yeah, you can't find anything else.
Can I take a piece of scrap paper for my...
Is it a new art project we're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
They might come in handy. Okay, then. So I've still got the options now to go left, right, or up.
Mm-hmm. Brad and Jake will probably say, look, do you want to go upstairs, or shall we can look down here first?
What do they want to do?
They say, well, probably Brad says, it's probably best to check downstairs first. We need to find a good sleeping spot that we can, stay at. And because we shouldn't be here, we don't want to attract too much attention by going upstairs and stuff.
Floorboards upstairs might be a bit rotty.
Exactly.
What does Mike want to do?
Mike is sort of like, wow, I'll do whatever the group wants. We've got to prove to people that, we're the coolest kids in school, but we didn't say where we were going to spend the night. So we could just find a room off to the right, camp in there, keep low and quiet, and be out.
Is there anybody in this group that wants to go upstairs?
They also look at you and just like, Well, we want to go upstairs.
I don't know. I don't want to go upstairs.
Do you want to go upstairs?
No. Let's go to the right.
And you start going down. There seems to be lots of doors leading off. And it's very typical asylum spookiness. The doors are like, they're clearly solid iron, a little panel at the top where a grate you can pull back. Some of them are open, and you have a peek in, and they're just full of sort of rubble and graffiti. You can tell, though, that these were patient rooms. They still have the wire bed frames with the springs bed. Yeah. And you go down the corridor, there's about maybe 15 rooms. Each, so they're like 7 and 7 each side, and there's one at the end.
Ooh. What's in the end one?
You open it, it's easy enough. It just looks like one of the generic rooms. There doesn't seem to be any rubble in it. It doesn't seem to be any different. Ooh, the scariest inmate was left at the farthest end of the corridor.
Part of me wants to lock Janet in it.
Who's Janet?
No, God, not Janet. Sarah.
Okay.
Well, can we threaten to do it? And she gets upset.
She's just like completely freaked out now.
She's like, oh my god!
Yeah, she's proper American girl. Like, oh my god, stop. Jocelyn, for God's sake, stop it.
I was like, shut up.
Now, Mike, and Mike sort of stayed back a bit. So she goes, Mike, tell her to stop it. She's scaring me. And Mike's like, ladies, let's just...
Oh, Mike gives me the creep.
Let's just settle down. Like, let's just pick some rooms. If you really feel brave, we can all go into separate rooms and spend the night.
I don't think I feel that brave. Damn, I wish my dog was here.
What, Rover the Labrador?
He was a golden retriever, actually.
My bad.
So do we have to pick rooms now?
No, you can keep exploring. Just like I said, the sun's setting, and you've only got Brad's torch, and if you've got your little fishy torch.
Don't you dismiss the fishy torch.
Didn't say anything. I'd say Jake also has. Again, because he's quite sensitive to these sort of things. Like, I'm not an idiot either. Always be prepared.
And I feel like Mike would have a lighter.
Yes, Mike does have a lighter.
Yeah. God, Sarah's just so useless.
You get the impression that Mike was like, this could be like a romantic getaway. Like, that's what it's got sold on, and she's instantly regretted it completely.
So I don't think we should pick rooms yet. I would certainly not suggest splitting up, because that's the sort of thing you do if you want to die.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest go back and explore the left-hand corridor.
Alright. You go back, and you go down the left-hand corridor. The only difference in this corridor is that there's a couple more rooms, but they look more like there's a waiting room, green chairs that have been taken out. There's also what looks like a recreational room, which again is completely decimated of anything. They clearly look like there was a pool table at one point, but there's no pool cues or anything like that. Again, chairs and rubble just everywhere. And down there's a couple more offices, but these ones are locked actually. But there's just wooden doors, so if you wanted, you could break through to them. Obviously, it would cause a lot of noise, perhaps, but you notice along this corridor there is a stopped grandfather clock.
What time is it stopped at?
It is stopped at 2:30.
Oh, I thought you were going to be a massive coincidence and be like 5:32. 32.
I remember your own fucking time.
Why is it stopped?
Do you want to investigate it?
Will it attack me?
I mean, you look at it, it looks like a grandfather clock.
Let's investigate it. I want to search it to see if there's any keys or anything interesting hidden in it that means that we can open the doors without causing a big noise.
The office doors?
Yeah.
Okay. You open it fine.
Searchy.
Yeah, you open it fine. You don't need to draw for that. It's fairly simple. It's
okay,
clearly rotten. Yeah, it makes a squealy noise. And you look in deep.
Oh my god, what's there?
And it's just cobwebs. And
Yeah.
What? The pendulum's clearly stuck there. You maybe try and push it again, but it clearly needs winding up. And the key that's usually inside the grandfather clocks, as you know, isn't there. It seems to be missing. But it's interesting because compared to the rest of this place that you've seen, the glass in it's not broken, the face of the clock's not broken, apart from a bit of dust and some cobwebs. Right?
I don't know if I'd want to wind it up even if I had the key. Nobody wants that chiming. That would scare the crap out of me. So other than the grandfather clock and the light, everything else, is there anything else down that corridor?
Are you investigating?
Yes, I am investigating.
Alright, I need you to draw from the pile.
Oh my god, I don't want to die. It's a 10.
It's a 10. You go down, again, there's not this, like, compared to the down on the right wing, which was clearly patients' rooms, this is just more admin. So you may open a room into like a filing system, but again, some file things have been knocked over. There's graffiti everywhere in this place, and again, that smell of rat droppings. You might come across like a dead rat or something. I mean, you can go through some of the filing.
Yes, I want to go through some of the files.
All right, so you do that. You know, it's patient files. They've not done their GDPR nicely.
Oh God, information governance would be having a field day.
They would. A lot of it's been destroyed through water damage. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Just anything interesting, I guess. I don't have a particular patient in mind. I just want to see if there's any clues.
You come across quickly that this place, whilst it did hold adult patients, there definitely was quite a number of children patients. And you come across maybe some curiosity. So there's like a boy who has some sort of birth defect. His jaw was a bit too wide, like a horrible smile. They had from back in the 60s, they were just a bit like, get rid of them.
So, but I thought this is a place for the criminally insane. I guess they just shoved everyone.
Again, a lot of the data and a lot of the patient records have been damaged. You do find some records of some of the doctors that worked there.
Mr. McKnifey Stabby.
No, sadly, Mr. Knifey McStabby was at a different sanatorium.
What about Old McGroin?
Old McGroin was not there either. Actually, what you probably do find is like there's a couple of doctors, mostly male, unfortunately.
Of course.
There's a staff picture outside the front, clearly in better days, and it sort of says 1979. Most of the faces on there have been washed out, and you can tell where Sister Mary is. She sort of sits, you know, like in a football photo. She's like, she's like the goalie.
Yeah.
So she sits sort of there. And then behind her stands a very striking young man. Again, sort of glasses, clearly has fair hair, very tall, very thin. And this guy, you know, he catches your eye. He stands like almost a foot taller than the rest of the doctors there. And his name is Lehman Scroden.
Is he German by any chance?
You can't tell.
Has he been brought over from Germany by Operation Paperclip?
Do you want to look for more information about this guy?
Yes, I do.
Take 2 cards from the...
Oh, don't be a joker.
So that's a
jack.
So we're going to pull again.
A 4.
4. Need more of a success.
Mm.
That's the king, so you're going to pull again.
An 8.
8. Alright. It's very scant, as if his file has been removed in some way. You do find like a quick sort of CV, I guess, or a quick cover letter, and it is in German. And you can tell that he came to America after the Second World War. What are the others doing at this point?
Sarah is stood by the door, refusing to come in.
So she's in there with you, or she's...
Well, she's kind of like on the threshold.
Yeah. Being a bit huffy.
Yeah. Brad is just going through some more of the folders.
Uh-huh.
Probably not very, carefully. And Jake's sort of doing the same, maybe a bit more half-heartedly. And Mike is just kind of looking around the rest of the room.
Yeah, you can't find anything else more.
Now we're kind of done with this room, aren't we? So go back out.
As you get out, you notice that the edge of this corridor suddenly seems to be a lot of water. You didn't notice it when you came in. The reason you feel it is that you slap into it and your beloved Converse gets those emotional lyrics. Those emotional lyrics.
They start running. It's like they're crying.
Yeah. You didn't hear any water running or anything like that. But now you're out in the corridor, there is a slow sort of drip.
I don't know where it is.
The sun is now completely set, by the way.
Torches
Yep.
at the ready.
Absolutely.
But used sparingly because batteries. Although, if they are LED torches, as I'd like to think they are, they will last much longer and have better light.
Would you say your fish is an LED torch?
It is an LED. It is an LED bulb, but perhaps more of a novelty
Okay.
rather than useful. We discuss whether we should investigate the mysterious dripping noise.
Brad says, you know how old buildings are. Clearly there's been some leaking. It might have been raining outside. We've been here for like half an hour now. And Sarah's like, I didn't hear any rain. What? You know, she's like paranoid as fuck. She's like, I want to get out of here. This is it. And Mike's like trying to calm her down. Jake's been quite quiet. I think he's sort of mulling over, you get the sense that he's more nervous than he lets on about this place.
He's almost stoic.
Mm.
I'll make a joke about whether Sarah has pissed herself with fear.
How dare you? This is not a funny joke, Jocelyn.
Okay.
And she starts making her way back out to the entrance.
Oh, can't leave her. Jack, why did it piss her off? Which way is the dripping coming from?
It's sort of at the end of the corridor, and the dripping's sort of coming 10 feet down. But you know that the corridor just ends. There's no, like, an extra door there or anything like that.
Will I die if I go and investigate?
I don't know.
Can we call back Sarah?
Yeah, what do you say?
Sarah, come back or you'll be by yourself and you don't want to be
Sarah's just like, no, I've had it up to here. You've just been a bitch to me. Right, Jocelyn, I am fucking leaving.
Can we get Mike to make her stay?
Mike sort of goes... He's in two minds, because, like, he kind of lied to Sarah about being here, and he kind of, you know, it's the Trez boys and Jocelyn and Sarah. You go after her. You, like...
Me?
You need to say you're sorry, like...
I'm sorry!
I don't care! Carries on, feet sort of slap, slap, slap in the water.
I don't want to go after her.
You don't have to go after her.
Yeah, but she might die.
So?
But I don't want her to die. Can we very quickly look at what the dripping noise is and then run back to Sarah?
Okay, so you're going to investigate the dripping noise.
Yes.
Take a card.
Mysterious dripping noise.
It's an ace.
An ace! Let me keep that
You're
card.
going to keep that card. Excellent. Looks like part of the ceiling seems to have just sort of rotted away, and there's like a pipe, and it's just dripping slowly, but...
It's a lot of water.
Yeah. It's a lot of water to happen so quickly, and for you to have not heard a sudden... But that's where it's coming from. And as you look, it's a very dark, sewagey type water.
Well, now we've established
Yeah.
where the water's coming from.
Mhm.
It's weird, but we decide to go back and find Sarah in the main hall.
I need you to draw a card for me.
Oh. It's a queen.
So,
It's another queen.
Uh-oh. Go on.
It's a 10.
10. Whew. You make it to the corridor, but just as you get there, Brad sort of holds you back, and you look down, and you were about to step on a horrible, nasty spike. Like a wooden beam that you hit over before, but now because it's completely dark, and you're obviously like, Sarah, come back, you know. He was like, fucking look where you're walking, alright? I could have been serious injury.
Sorry, bro.
Fucking better be. So you get back to the entrance hall.
You were just trying to hurt me. I hurt somebody else.
Sarah is just standing there. The fear of the night setting in has got the better of her, so she's sort of done a huff and then waited for you to come and get her.
Okay.
And she's just standing by the entrance door.
I asked the others if they want to check out upstairs.
They're like, well, we've seen all that can be downstairs. Might as well, I guess.
Let's head up those stairs.
Who's going first? And Sarah's just like, I'm fucking waiting here.
She's not coming up.
I've had enough of this little fucking game.
Is there any way we can get Sarah to come upstairs?
What would you do to convince her?
I could give her my fish torch, but I don't want to. I'm not going to.
You want it? Can't have it.
Give her my maths textbook.
You're just going to give her your satchel like, here, have this.
No, I'm not giving. No, that would be a stupid thing to do. It would be. Mike threatens to break up with her.
Okay. Mike says, look, you know, if you want to be part of my friends, you know, you're going to take us, you know, warts and all. Fine.
Yay!
Is that what you do? You fucking go, yeah!
Well, probably not quite so good, but like, let's... So,
Going up the stairs?
yeah, we're going to put Mike first,
Mike first?
followed by Sarah.
Okay.
No. Brad first.
Brad first?
Sarah. Mike. Me, Jake.
So, hang on, sorry. So I'll get this right.
So, Brad.
Brad?
Sarah.
Sarah?
Mike. Me.
Okay.
Jake.
I need you to draw me 3 cards. Ace?
Yay!
Ooh, it's alright. Remember, you can use aces to skip a card. That's a
Jack.
That's a jack.
Oh, no.
As a jack, so you still need to draw 2 cards. So 9.
9.
One more.
A jack.
A jack.
A 9.
A 9. Alright. As you go up the stairs, suddenly Sarah's foot goes through a rotten floorboard. And she sort of screams out, but luckily you are quicker to react than Mike. You sort of just push him out the way and just grab her, because she was going to fall straight through it.
She's such a fucking liability.
She sort of screams out and like, my ankle, you know, and you sort of drag her up, and it would have been about an 8 or 7 foot fall. So it could have been really bad, but she's clearly badly twisted her ankle. She screams out, and you pull her up, and she's crying at this point. Like, like I said, she's emotionally gone at this point. Mike's trying to, I'm sorry, tries to pull her, I guess.
So the thing to do now is, obviously, like, we need to go look for something to help strap up her ankle, because, but we can't take her with us, because that would require people to carry her.
Yep, you're about, I'd say, halfway up the stairs at this point.
Is there, like, a little landing?
You sort of dragged her up onto the landing, and then it splits up and goes up.
Okay, can she stay there?
She doesn't want to stay there. She wants to fucking leave.
Well, she can leave. She can go down the stairs and bugger off. But, obviously she can't with her foot like that. Can we send her outside?
She probably needs some help from someone to take her outside.
Well, I don't want to.
You don't have to. Mike will take her outside if need be.
Will Mike come back?
He says he will come back. We'll just leave you outside for a minute. We need to find out what's up there, and then we can at least tell the kids back at the school that, what we saw, because otherwise they'll think we're lying otherwise.
Okay, so Mike is to take Sarah outside and probably to perhaps the gates at the front. So for her to sit out there and wait. We're going to go investigate a bit more, maybe look for something to help strap up her ankle. Okay.
They just start making their way down the stairs, and as they do, a light shines up in the front of the entrance, almost like a motorbike light, and you hear the...
It's James Dean!
And you hear the crunch of the gravel as the motorbike comes up and stops. The light goes out, then a flashlight comes on, and you hear someone coming up the stairs.
Oh, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Everybody shine their torches on the person coming up the stairs.
Oh, you're going to... up the stairs of the entrance hall.
Oh, okay. Well,
not the actual stairs. Yeah, sorry. So you hear someone about to enter the entrance
Everybody
hall.
shine their lights on the entrance hall door.
Okay. And the door opens, and it's a police officer. And you recognise the police officer. He's been at the school a few times to do like a talk about drugs are bad, kids, da-da-da-da. And it is Officer McGill, a guy with... He's not got sunglasses on.
Like State Trooper-esque.
Yeah, he's got massive moustache. And he's like, what the fuck are you guys doing here? We've expressly said no one is coming to the asylum. You gotta come with me.
If we go with him, do we live? That's a boring story.
What would you do in this moment, Jocelyn?
Run.
Run?
Yes.
I need you to take 2 cards for anything. Remember, you have your aces that you can spend instead if you need to.
Do I have to spend both aces?
No.
Can I spend 1 ace?
1 ace. So you spent 1 ace, you still got 1 left. And then you need to take 1.
Oh, no! It's a joker.
Alright. So in the confusion, you go. You just sprint off. Run. And you go upstairs. What's the thing that you notice about upstairs?
It is very dark and dusty.
You're running away from
All
the
the doors are wide open.
What are you doing now? Are you just running to hide? Are you running just to get away from...
Running because I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm running to hide.
You run into the nearest room and just scoop underneath the wire bed.
Where's everybody else?
So what happens is the rest of them sort of start arguing. Brad tries to run but doesn't quite make it. He sort of trips over. Sarah can't do anything. She's screaming, crying. Jake, I guess, is talking to the officer. Jake's like, no, I'm sorry, officer. Tries to explain stuff. Mike is just... You can't hear Mike at this point. Suddenly, you just hear a scream. And a complete silence. And suddenly you feel very alone in this asylum.
No, where's Jake? I've got a fish torch. It's not fair.
Will Jocelyn make it out of St. Mary's Asylum? Where have her gang of misfit friends gone? And what other unspeakable horrors lie just out of sight? Find out next time on What Am I Rolling? The What Am I Rolling podcast was created, recorded and edited by me, Fiona Howat. This episode's player was Alex Howat. This episode's RPG was GRIN, an RPG horror survival system developed by independent indie game publisher Arcana Games. You can find out more information about GRIN on the Arcana Games website. That's www.arcana-games.com. The theme music was 8-Bit March by Twin Musicon of twinmusicon.org, licensed under a Creative Commons 4.0 license. If you want to find out more about the podcast, check out the website. That's www.wairpodcast.com. Fancy getting in touch? Email the podcast at whatamirollingpodcast@gmail.com. Finally, follow the podcast on Twitter and Instagram at WAIR_podcast for the latest news on upcoming episodes. Remember, adventurers need not apply.